guys, it is Tanya and welcome back to the channel. Today I am back with another speed build and we are building a modern Scandinavian inspired tiny house today because this is one of my favorite styles and it's been a little bit since I've done something in this style. I think the last thing I did was an apartment, and so I thought it'd be really fun to make a tiny house with this concept. And I think I had a suggestion for this as well because I write those all down when they come in, and this was like at the top of my list, so I'm pretty sure there was a suggestion at some point. So thank you to whoever suggested this build, and I had so much fun with it. I really wanted it to be I feel like it's kind of farmhouse inspired. I wanted it to be like a triangle building with like just a big block coming out of the top of it. That's really like what I had in mind when I got this suggestion. So that's what we went ahead and did. That block up top doesn't have anything in it and you can't access it. I just think it looks really cool. And this is a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom home, and it's actually fairly spacious, and I play tested it, so absolutely everything works. So no worries on that front. I also really wanted to place this home in the winter, so you'll see me changing the season in a little while after we get the outside done, because I wanted to make sure the exterior, especially the like terrain paint and stuff, was all fixed before there was snow on the ground, so that way this home will look good in all seasons. I also built this in Brindleton Bay in the kind of like the backwoodsy area because I really wanted there to be a ton of evergreen trees in the background, and there are a lot on this lot. There's definitely a lot in the background because it's based off of New England and we have a lot of evergreen trees here. So just placing a bunch of those around the lot and figuring out where the steps and stuff are going to be. I did base this house off of a variety of different pictures. That's kind of how I came up with the idea. So I sometimes do get some inspiration from like Google and Pinterest and stuff like that. I've gotten that question before, and other times I just kind of wing it. I had this idea in my mind and then I did a couple of searches, and this is like a combination of a couple of different houses, and I'm really happy with how it came out because it's very much my style. It's very neutral with like blacks and whites, and I just really enjoyed this house. But for those of you that are not too into the tiny houses, which I know there are a couple of you guys that are like, there's too many, I'm going to still do tiny houses, but like I, of course, am always trying to incorporate other content on the channel as well. There's at least a couple of other things every week. I'm just having so much fun with these. I think that's kind of apparent. I get really excited about it, and I upload at least 2 a week usually. Sometimes there's less, but there are some other builds coming out this weekend. I know I definitely have a base game home coming later this week, which I'm really excited to share. I don't have the floor plan or the interior done yet, but I've built the exterior and I am loving that build so much. So I cannot wait to share that with you guys. And then hopefully an apartment renovation at some point this week as well. I have some ideas that I'd like to do, so hopefully I can get to that as well. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just having so much fun building lately, like a lot of fun. It's like all I want to do. So it's been really cool sharing all of these builds with you guys. But anyway, this is pretty much the exterior shape coming together now. Added all the windows and that back balcony, or not balcony, it's like a little deck off to the side in the back. That's coming off of the bedroom, but since this is only a 1-bedroom house, I figured that was totally fine. And here I am adding some fake chimneys, and you'll see me mess around with them a bunch because I can't decide if I want them made out of walls or if I actually want these chimney pieces or combining them or what have you. I do end up using the fake ones in the end, and I do add one at the back of the house as well. I'm not sure if that one's on camera or not because there were a couple of small things that I fixed off camera, and that might have been one of them. But I left most of the fiddling in, other than there was a couple times that I spun the camera around way too much and I cut that out. I might not have caught all of those though. But I try to keep as much in as possible. I tend to do that when I build really small homes that don't take a ton of time, so you can kind of see the whole process. I think that's kind of helpful, and that's the feedback I've gotten as well, so you can see all of the like trial and error and all of that. So definitely left everything in, and I'm adding a couple of regular trees around this lot too, so when it's winter there's some trees that just don't have leaves on them, whereas the evergreens will stay nice and lush and just get covered in snow and look gorgeous. I wanted to have a couple of the regular trees around and plants as well, but keep it pretty minimal on the landscaping. I think this is the first time in a couple of months I've actually built something that I intended to be in winter. I feel like I don't use the seasons that much in my builds. I don't know why. I just like always want them to be in summer, even though I have access to all the seasons now. But this one I really wanted to be in winter, and here it is now. And I think it looks so cute in the winter. And I don't know. I feel like I should use the seasons more often, but I haven't. Do we want to see anything in fall or winter? Let me know. I don't know if, because I don't know if that's something you guys would like to see. And I feel like I stopped doing it after like a month or so after seasons came out. And I just kind of do builds in those seasons when I'm currently in those seasons, if that makes sense. Let me know your thoughts on that, because I definitely just kind of stopped doing seasonal builds for some reason. But anyway, we're figuring out the kitchen here. I use these base game countertops and cabinets. I also combined a table with one of those counters in the middle to kind of have a place to sit and eat. And I play tested it all. You can get to everything. You can cook, you can clean, everything you need to. It all works out just fine. And we're going to grab a little bit of a hanging lamp to put above this counter as well. I couldn't decide between a couple, but I'm pretty sure I went with this one in the end, which I thought was really cute. It's a little bit more industrial, but like I like the shape of it. So I'm ignoring the like ropes on there. We're going to pretend those aren't there. But I really liked it. And we're just adding a bunch of clutter up on these shelves. And I believe I grabbed one of the little like bird feather paintings, which is from Cats and Dogs. It's a debug item. I've been using a lot more debug lately. Well, I say that, but I feel like I've been using it for a long time, but I feel like lately I've been doing it more. Maybe that's because I did the tutorial on it and I'm just like, oh, debug. But I really wanted to use one of the bird feathers up here, so I went ahead and grabbed one of those. I just tried like every single one before I got to that one. I could not decide which bird would look the best in here. And then we're just adding a range. Is that what that's called? I'm pretty sure that's what that's called. And some brick backing on the kitchen area on one of the walls, which I thought looked nice. I tried to keep all the walls in here like pretty much just white, and then the floors are very light white color as well. I didn't want there to be crazy pops of color around, just mostly blacks, whites, and foliage, and so that's kind of what we did. And I raised up one of these. I thought about using two of them, but I didn't like how it looked. I raised up one of these planters to put on the edge of this table just to add a little bit of decoration, and then we're adding a couple more decorations over on these counters and a towel on the wall so you can dry your hands after or dry the dishes, either one, after you're done washing everything. And I think just a couple of flowers, and that should be it. I just like placed them in the wrong spot more than a couple times, but I got them in the right area in the end. And then we should be figuring out where to put the living space. And I'm like, where can this go? And just shoving it against the counter here worked out really well and gave us enough space to have a stand to like have a TV and a couple of decorations on, and this little round table. And I had a rug in mind that I wanted to use, and I was just like, I don't know where it is. I don't actually know what pile of rugs it's in, but I found it. This is the one I had in mind that I thought would look really nice in this room. And then we just used a base game side table, and I sized it down. So then we're going to get out our handy dandy red shelf to go ahead and place things at the proper level. I love this shelf so much. I'm using it constantly. And I believe we just add a statue and some books up there, maybe a plant. Nothing too crazy on this. And I think we also add a couple of things to the little coffee table I placed down as well. So we're just using this little vine plant and then putting some boxes and some boxes and books on the bottom shelf of this table. I think it looks really cute, cluttered, lived in, and that's definitely what I was going for. So hopefully you guys do like that. Did we add a mirror somewhere? I thought we did. And we added these little, I think they're hooks, but I thought they added just a little bit of detail to the wall, and I just really liked that. And I believe we're about to grab one of the like books or magazines from Debug to go ahead and place on this table. I do that a lot, and I just usually grab like sometimes the first one I see, but sometimes like as soon as I see one, I'm like, okay, they're all close by. And then I like look through them all and see which one I think makes sense. I figure when it's not in winter here, maybe outside would be a nice place to hang out and do some yoga. So I got the yoga magazine, and I'm just placing that down here with a plant on top of it. I believe the first person I ever saw size up these magazines was Simlessy, if I'm remembering correctly. Not entirely sure. I've been doing it for a while, but I like to give credit where credit is due when I think of it. And then over here we put a tape. That's not a table, that is a desk. I don't know why I always do that. I'm just like, here we're putting a couch. And it's a toilet. Like, we put a desk over here with a laptop on it. I love the laptops. And so I was happy to go ahead and use that. And just a plant and a light. I think that's all that's over here. Nothing too crazy. Of course, a trash can as well. And just a little rug. And then we should be moving into the bedroom. Which, I feel like I really felt it in this build. That I want more beds in this game. We ended up using a base game bed, which I think worked out well for the color scheme and style I was going for. But I feel like I always just want to use the Seasons bed that has the comforter that's just kind of hitting the ground. It works for everything. We need more beds that are more versatile like that. But this base game bed I think worked out pretty well. And we put some shelves over to the side as well as some blinds covering this window, which I thought looked really nice in this black swatch. I don't think I've ever used them in a black swatch before, but I really liked how it looked. And then we're just adding some clutter and decorations around this room as well as a mirror. And we have a dresser over here, which I sized down. I don't think I've ever sized that down before, but I think it looks really cute, really small like that. And just adding some decorations over on the bedside table. I believe I gave them a programming magazine. I thought, maybe they're out here, they can just work on their programming skill. Maybe that becomes their job, the person that lives here in their little desk area out there. They can just be a programmer. I don't think you need a ton of space for that. You might want to get a desktop computer at some point, but I thought that would be kind of cute. And then just adding a couple of decorations up on these shelves. I believe we just add a plant and then a little painting up there, like the painting that I always put on shelves. And I think that's pretty much it for this room. We're just going to be adding a plant over here and then heading on into the bathroom, which is very simple and has similar color scheme to the rest of the house. So we're just going to be placing down a shower, sink, and toilet and changing a couple of colors, probably adding a little bit of greenery if I'm remembering. We might not have. I don't remember if we added any. I think we added a plant here. Anyway, we are going to be coming to the end of the video here. Thank you guys so very much for watching. If you liked this, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And if you click that little bell, it'll turn on notifications so you'll be notified of every single time I upload a new video. And if you'd like to download this house, it'll be on the Sims 4 gallery if you search Gryphi or the hashtag MsGryphi. That info's down below and hopefully a download link as well if I remember. I don't know, maybe, hopefully. Thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye, everybody.